The pattern I'm about to show you will absolutely blow your mind, because last time we saw this pattern for Bitcoin, we went up 6,000%. Yes, maybe we're not going to see this extreme push towards the upside this time, but definitely this is a bullish factor for Bitcoin on the monthly chart. And guys, we're also going to look at the daily and the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin to find out what we could expect in the immediate short term. But guys, if you don't want to miss this crazy pattern, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe, and most importantly, activate the bell so that you always get notified when I upload a new video. And we're going to start directly on the daily chart for Bitcoin. And yes, we pumped a little bit higher, and yes, we got stopped out from our trade yesterday because definitely we formed a lower low for Bitcoin. And yes, I thought that we're going to see a retest in these regions and then Bitcoin will come crashing down all the way to our gap that we have formed round about the 20,000 to 19,500 US dollar level. But guys, Bitcoin turned around and it pumped towards the upside. But this doesn't matter, guys, because why? We took a 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio trade, and yes, we only lost 1%. So this means on a 10x average, you lost only 10% of your trading capital that you have used on this trade. So guys, we have to move on and we will find the next trade. But guys, first we're going to go back on the daily chart to find out where would be our price target if this price continues towards the upside. Why should it continue towards the upside? Yes, we're having a bullish factor on the monthly chart, and yes, we saw this major relief pump. But guys, first of all, let's look at the price targets on the daily chart. And clearly, as you can see, yes, we haven't formed a higher high for Bitcoin. We can see that we have our low, and then we formed a high. But as you guys can see, the high is not yet higher than the previous high. So guys, at the moment, this high is still not higher. So guys, we should expect that we will form a higher high for Bitcoin, that we could be certain that this is a trend reversal and that we will continue towards the upside. But guys, we're first going to find out what are the major lines that we have to look out for. And first of all, the first price target, if we're going to see a continuation towards the upside, would be yes, the highs of round about the levels of 21,450, and then the next price target would be 21,800, and then ultimately this trend line round about the levels of 22,800 for Bitcoin. And yes, where does this trend line come from? Yes, it comes all the way from the top, from our all-time high, round about the levels of 68,600 US dollars to be precise. And yes guys, if we're going to break this trend line towards the upside, we can definitely say that we have turned this trend around and that we are in a bullish case for Bitcoin. But guys, first of all, let's look at the 4-hour chart to really find out what is going to happen in the immediate short term. And on the 4-hour chart, yes, and we can see we had this perfect parabolic run towards the upside, and at the moment Bitcoin is consolidating in the range of 21,200 US dollars. But guys, on the way up we didn't get any chance or any reversal or any consolidation where we could enter a trade. And guys, that's why I thought that we're going to see this consolidation and then a dump all the way down to this gap that we have formed on the CME futures chart. But guys, no, Bitcoin is on the way up and this looks like a continuation pattern. So Bitcoin will most likely come all the way up to this downward sloping trend line, the most important trend line that we have to break. But maybe we're going to see our consolidation over time in these regions until the moving averages will come back up. But guys, ultimately, how can we trade this scenario? Yes, I would trade this scenario if we're going to break out from these regions towards the upside and that we're going to see a retest. Maybe we're not going to get this retest and maybe we should enter on the break of this pattern, because this is clearly a continuation pattern, because we're coming from an uptrend consolidation and this would be our continuation if we're going to break this trend line towards the upside. But guys, we could also see a fake out and then a break back into this range. But guys, ultimately we should trade this pattern if we're going to see the break and the confirmed retest in these regions. Then we can see that Bitcoin bounced off from these levels and then we could open our long position all the way up to our price target at this downward sloping trend. But guys, I will keep you updated in my free Telegram group when I'm going to trade the next trade. So guys, make sure to be in my free Telegram group, links are in the video description below, and make sure to sign up with my BitGet link where you'll receive a 5,000 US dollar deposit bonus. But guys, ultimately, this would be our next trading scenario for Bitcoin. And now we're going to go over and we're going to look at the psychological chart of the cycles of Bitcoin and the overall markets to find out where we are at the moment. And at the end of the video, we're going to look at this crazy pattern that could signal that Bitcoin will see a massive push towards the upside. And guys, keep in mind, if you're holding these, you want to buy Bitcoin because these will ultimately go to zero. So guys, let's go over to the charts and find out where we are in this cycle. And yes guys, the psychology of market cycles. And at the moment you can see, yes, here was the euphoria, and that was where Bitcoin reached the all-time high, and then we saw this prolonged bear market towards the downside, the panic, everybody was selling, get out of the market, we're going to zero, and yes guys, and then we saw the massive FTX crash round about these regions, which we call depression, where everybody was tired of the crypto market, we were just going down, FTX, Luna, all of these catalysts. But guys, ultimately at the moment we are seeing this disbelief rally. Yes, it is also called the suckers rally because everybody says yes, this is just a major fake out towards the upside and whales are just trying to sell on you. Guys, this is the most important stage. Dollar cost average into Bitcoin at the disbelief stage. Because guys, what is going to happen next? Yes, we're going to see hope, recovery, a possibility, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, and you don't want to enter there where everybody is getting into the markets. You want to position yourself at the bottoms, and we're going to look at this crazy pattern that will signalize us that Bitcoin will see an extreme push towards the upside. But guys, one small favor before we're going to go over to the charts, smash up the like button and subscribe. Guys, this would really support the channel, and maybe we're going to reach the 1000 subscribers very soon. So let's go over to the chart. And yes, for this we are going on the BLX chart, the long-term logarithmic chart of Bitcoin. And yes, look at this beautiful asset just going up. But guys, we're going to look at one important candle pattern that might tell us that we're going to see a massive pump towards the upside. So let's go back in history and find this one scenario where we saw this pattern. Because yes guys, in all of Bitcoin's history, it is the second time that we're going to see this pattern on the monthly chart. And last time we saw this pattern, we went up 6,000%. So guys, now I'm first going to show you the pattern to explain you what are all the characteristics about this pattern. And yes guys, we're talking about a morning star pattern. It is a bullish reversal pattern. It consists of 3 candles. The first candle is red and bearish, like we see over here. The second candle can be any color, but it should be a doji or a spinning top, which indicates indecision in the markets. The third candle is a green, bullish, and it's more effective when it's backed by higher volume. But guys, first we're going to look at this pattern, and yes, it consists out of a bearish candle and then an indecision candle, signalizing that there's indecision in the markets, and then we're getting this massive bullish candle towards the upside. And this is the indication that the trend has reversed. We're going to go back on the monthly chart for Bitcoin to find out where we saw the last time this massive pattern that gave us a 6,000% pump towards the upside. And yes guys, the last time where we saw this pattern, it was in the year 2015 when we reached our bottom. And I'm going to show you exactly where we saw this pattern. Yes, if we're going to zoom in, I'm going to highlight where we had this morning star pattern before. And then we're going to look at the percentage gain that we have made. So first of all, I'm going to zoom in that you all can see this chart. So guys, now I'm going to highlight the box where we saw this morning star. And exactly in these regions, we saw the morning star like so. And we can see a bearish candle. And then we have an indecision candle signalizing the bottom and then a bullish pattern towards the upside. So this was our indication in the morning star pattern that from this pattern gave us this immense pump towards the upside. So we're going to take the measured move all the way from the break of this pattern all the way to the high that we have formed, and yes, we had a pump of 6,400% towards the upside. But now guys, we're going to go over and we're going to go to our monthly chart where we are at the moment in this monthly candle. And yes, what can we see in this box? Yes, a morning star pattern. We have a bearish candle that we have formed, and afterwards we saw indecision candle and now this bullish candle towards the upside. So guys, maybe we're not going to see a 6,000% move towards the upside, but definitely this pattern could give us a signal that we are on the way up to the 100,000 US dollar level for Bitcoin and that we're going to break this level. Yes, maybe we're going to see a sideways movement and a consolidation, accumulation in these regions before we are finally going to go up. But guys, My point is, buying in these areas is the best opportunity in your lifetime, and that's why you have to trade Bitcoin on the spot market and also on the leverage market, but mainly on the spot market so that you dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And where can you do that? Yes, on BitGet. So go down in the video description below and sign up with my BitGet link, where you'll receive a major deposit bonus of 5,000 US dollars. But before we're going to end this video, guys, I want to show you one last chart, and yes, it's the total market cap of all cryptocurrencies. And at the moment, if we zoom out, we can see, yes, we haven't gone lower than our previous high that we had in the year 2017. So you can see we had perfect support at this high. So guys, ultimately at the moment we are at the 200 moving average, and I would say if we're going to form a higher high in comparison to this high, that this is quite bullish for the crypto market and that we have this major signal that we have reached the bottom. Guys, if you always want to stay up to date, make sure to be in my free Telegram group, smash up the like button and subscribe, activate the bell so that you always get notified, and guys, make sure to be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.